Okay, so it's a Tuesday afternoon. Been a bit frustrating today trying to set up this bike. So pairing the sensors to the Garmin watch. I got so far with it. So I've got a power meter. That's good. I've got the cadence, but the speed and the distance are all over the place. I mean, it's showing me going about 150 miles an hour, which is obviously, not the case. But basically, I've quit on it and just kept on the. Well, I'm just using the power meter and the heart rate to judge it, so that's good enough. I mean, I'm not very invested in biking. It's just what I see it is a sort of like a rest day from running. So half an hour, I've got 2 minutes left to finish it. So that's 30 minutes down, 2 minutes left. So this is just a break from running. Hopefully stop me from destroying my knees and my ankles and my calves. Especially my calf. It's been a recurring problem with running for a couple of years now at least. So I'm very wary of it, and I'm playing clever, hopefully. Very, very likely the calf will eventually twang again at some point. It's not a serious thing, I don't think. Well, it is, but it seems to be sort of like when it happens, it feels terrible. You can't run on it, but within a couple of weeks, it's right again. So I'm not sure. I can't really afford to be getting these things checked out by physios or whatever. So just playing it by ear. Yeah, 1 minute left. Okay, so what I've got today is half an hour on this bike. So it's showing about 120 heart rate, which I find quite difficult actually, believe it or not. 120 running would be easy, but on the bike it feels harder. So whether that's subjective, objective, I don't know. But half a minute left. And then after that, all I've got is a circuit of simply incline bench and pull-ups. So I'm going to do 5 sets of each. So that's what I'm going to film. Okay, 10 seconds, it's all done, all over. $121 heart rate. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just casually cool down on this for half a minute or so. So just save it on my Garmin. So it all counts, it all counts to the overall training effect. It will affect, what it suggests for running, as will the weight training. So I'm logging everything that I do, everything that's a workout, bike, weights, whatever. It's all getting logged, and that will impact what the watch tells me to do for running. Okay, just very, very easy now. And I will move to the next stage, which is the weight training. Okay, that's it, I'll do under 120. Yeah, maybe because I'm not used to it, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I find the bike much harder going than the running. So the equivalent heart, that might simply be the reality of bike riding. You have to work harder to get the equivalent heart rate because you're sitting down, so you're not bearing your body weight. Okay, I'm wearing my wonderful bike bib, new heart rate monitor. So my old one packed in. It must be about 3 million years old. a very old mod. This is a new one. I think it's called a dual, I think, if you know anything about these things, which I don't. But I'm told it's almost top of the range. Apparently Garmin do a better one, but I think it's for my purposes. This is more than enough. And again, I got it brand new in an auction though, so it cost me 40 quid altogether, all told, delivery and everything. So, yeah, brand new, all sealed up and everything. So, okay. So as I say, what's coming next? Let's get this bike out of the way a bit, somewhat. Okay, so what's coming next is a circuit of incline bench and pull-ups. So let me set it up on the watch very quickly, easy peasy. So I say I just spent 30 minutes on the bike, so I reckon this is going to take me another half hour at least, I'd say. Not quite sure. So, completely forgotten how this goes exactly. So I think it's maybe a set or two of warm-ups on this incline bench. I'll kick off with a single pull-up. That's all I usually do for pull-ups, the warm-up. Because obviously the least you can do is your body weight. I'm only going to put on a small amount more. So 10 kilos, I believe. Ah, this is not perfect. Hold on. Now it is. That's it. Let's check I've set everything up properly. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, let's do it. Incline barbell press, 10 reps with 20 kilos. So this is the warm-up idea. Okay, that's that done. 1 minute rest, it says. $40 kilos. A couple of fives on each side. Okay, 40 kilos, 3 reps I believe, just for a warm up. No, 5, it says 5. Whilst I was catching the frame, I'll move it back a little bit. Okay, 50 kilos I believe. So I think now this is the main body of it. Simply alternating between incline bench press and pull-ups. Yeah, so I've got scheduled 50 kilos for 6 reps. Probably don't need chalk, but okay, let's do it. Let's get 6, come on. Yeah, that's good. Do the set, press the button. Okay. So I've got a couple of minutes rest. So this is not really rushing. So I'm not doing this for cardio, so I've got plenty of cardio in the mix now. And I don't need to make my lifting work cardio at all. So I'm just going to stick a 10 kilo plate on me. Take off that music. The music's alright with doing cardio. Just keeps the noise of the machine away from you. I mean, I've got a turbo trainer. It's quiet, but none of them are so quiet that music is not better. Okay, so half a minute or so. So last time I did these pull-ups, I did something like 15 kilos and probably got 1 set of 5, couple of sets of 4, then dropped it down to 10. But I'm just going to do 10 kilos and hopefully get 5 sets of 5. I mean, that might be asking a lot. I'm sure the first set will go alright. Not easy, not easy. Okay, press the button. So I think this is a 2-minute rest after the pull-ups, and we're going to do incline bench. So yeah. Another set of 6, hopefully. My head's all over the place today. I spent such a long time trying to work out the turbo trainer. So I had to put a battery in the turbo trainer, which you got to unscrew it, and getting the screws off was an absolute nightmare. Then from there, trying to link the turbo train to the Garmin watch, which as I said, partially worked. So I got power reading, I got power meter, I got cadence, but speed and distance are all over the place. So I don't know if it's mendable, but I say it don't really matter. I'm not really focusing much on bike riding. It's just a way to get some cardio in without doing the running all the time. You know, running's so harsh on the body, so mitigate that. Okay, let's get some nice weight training in. Okay, so 6 reps I believe is the target again. Okay, quite reasonable. So the incline so far is quite a bit easier than the pull-up so far. In my thinking, when you're doing this sort of setup, you know, you're doing multiple sets, is you don't want to kill yourself on the first set or two. Yeah, the last set, yeah, maybe. But the thing about doing you know, lots of cardio, and I've got a variety of cardio on the go. Got the bike, I've got running. I'm trying to get a rowing machine, but I used to have one. I don't know, you know, anybody who's followed this for a long time might have seen it. I used to have a nice rowing machine, but you know, I ruined it, and you know, it just wasn't worth repairing. You know, I dropped a weight on it. The screen didn't work, you know, the monitor. So I was just using it, but I ended up just doing it using the heart rate monitor. So the machine was completely dumb. It was only good for the mechanical movement, and I gauged it by the heart rate on my watch. But then I dropped a weight on the actual rail. Okay, I forgot to put a weight on, but I'm going to do it now. So, another 5 reps. But absence make the heart grow fonder. So, I've been missing doing my rowing. I'm looking for a rower. But you know, proper C2, Concept 2, they're expensive bits of kit. Okay, couple of sets of 5 so far. Press the button, good stuff. So conceivably I could be doing running, biking and rowing. As soon as I get my rowing machine, which I'm pretty sure I'll get one. I've put in a bid for 400 quid for a rowing machine today on eBay. Yeah, believe you me, you'll not get a modernish one. So this is, if you know anything about them, there's the Model D with a PM5 monitor. That's the newest edition. That's what I'm bidding on. 400 quid, yeah. A lot of money for me for a bit of kit, another bit of kit, yeah. But end of the day, this, you know, how important is this for you? You know, for me it's very important. I love the thing. Okay, I've got about 3/4 of it, 45 seconds or so. So I'm going to spend a bit of money on it. Yeah. And I spend a lot of time on it, so the more quality that time is, the better. Okay, I think this will go for 6 again. So these have been quite easy so far. Yeah. Is that 3 sets of 6? Yeah, it's too easy. I think I'll put a 1 1/4 on. So I made that 52.5. Just feel, I suppose I could have gone 7 reps, but that might have been a smarter move, but right now. Anyway. So I'm hoping to keep some strength up in the face of quite a bit of cardio, but I'm having a real go at sandbag squatting. So sandbag squatting to me is a new thing. Only been doing it a couple of weeks, so I really enjoy it. I think it's great. So I recommend anybody who's into squatting, try sandbag squatting. You might find a new best friend. I've also set up another bag for sandbag squatting, which hopefully I'll get on the video soon. So it's my old bag, but I've taken a bit out of it and I've basically squashed it all up and tied it all up so it's more manageable. What we're saying here, a few seconds. Okay, this is going to be a hard one, I know this. This is not going to go easy. No, not so bad actually, easier than I thought it would be. Press the button. Okay. Cooking on gas. Yeah, that was easier than I thought it would be. I thought that would be a killer. Don't know why. So for my lower body work, I'm concentrating on sandbag squats and heavy kettlebell swings. So I think it's on 50 kilos now. I'll work it a little bit heavier soon enough. I'm still getting, I think I've got 14 reps with 50 kilos, so I can afford to put more weight on that kettlebell swing. Obviously I've got this incline bench going. So quite a while ago I decided to ditch the flat bench, and you know, I seem to have got to the point now whereby, you know, I've abandoned the power lifts altogether. I don't know if that's going to be forever, you know, but could be. We'll see. But I'm thinking incline bench is much kinder on the shoulders. Sandbag squatting is much there's no spinal loading, and also you can get a big train effect from quite a small amount of weight. And it's still very hard, and obviously the hinge you can get from the kettlebell swing. What's this thing? 10 seconds. Okay. Right, I did add a bit of weight in there. So let's see if we can still get 6 in. Yeah, it's a bit harder, but definitely. I think next time I'll probably go for 55. Okay, so getting near the end. So the idea behind the whole thing is, leaning out really. Yeah. What can I say? I have all these, these wonderful schemes and these, big ideas about how to progress all this stuff. So like, it's like building a bionic man in your back garden. So, not content with the normal mission impossible of bodybuilding or powerlifting or running or cycling or whatever. That's not good enough. You've got to mash it all together. So it's like mission impossible times 10. I've got all these elements that are sort of like contradicting each other, and you've got to come up with a sort of like a plan to hit the sweet spot and to sort of like somehow work out the exact formulations where all these things are as good as they can be whilst coexisting. So obviously nothing's going to be optimal when you're doing multiple different activities. Nothing's optimal, but I'm gonna say that this is a great thing for health. Okay, so I don't know if I can go another 5. Yes, I'm surprising myself, really. I really am. Not bad at all. And I think you can look at this thing in 2 ways. You can look at it as sport. Okay, there's definitely a sporting element. Or you can look at it as health. And when I was much younger, sport mattered, health not so much. It felt quite remote to have health problems. So I did gain. I had a lot more body weight on me. I think at some points I was more than 20 kilos heavier than I am now. At some points. But I just didn't worry about it too much. I was thinking, okay, let's push the boundaries on the powerlifting, push the boundaries, and then a bit later on in life, tidy it up. Well, now's later on in life, so now I've got to tidy it up. And to me that means reasonable body weight, keeping the body fat down, good cardio, or whatever else you can fit in, great. But you've got to pay attention to the body weight and the cardio. Right. I didn't press it. I can't believe it. No worries. I'll cut the rest short. And do it manually. Yeah. So now I suppose what I'm doing now really is sort of like a homemade CrossFit without some of the more stupid aspects of CrossFit. And I think there's no call whatsoever for, you know, if you're into health and fitness, you don't need to be doing Olympic lifts. You probably don't need to be doing power lifts. You don't need anything technical like double unders. Okay. Right, so I pressed the button manually, so more or less got the right sequence, the right rest. Okay, so let's see if we get 6 again. Yeah, good stuff. Press the button. Yeah, I mean you don't want to be doing silly things like kipping pull-ups. What's the point of it? You know, unless you're doing it as a sport, that's a different matter. So CrossFit as a sport, that's a different matter. You know, you do whatever you can within the rules. You know, you make it as easy as possible to get the results. But if you're doing it for health and fitness, then yeah, I see no point in doing, you know, keeping pull-ups. I see no real point in a great complexity either. You know, just take some fairly basic and well tolerated moves. Make sure that they're safe for you, and have at it. I think this is the last set, isn't it? So 5 reps of pull-ups. I don't know if I can get another set of 5. I've said that every set though. But yeah, yes, good session. So I suppose this is a bit of a, I don't know if this is anything that a CrossFit person would do. 30 minutes on a indoor bike, relatively moderate. Then a couplet of incline bench and pull-ups. But you know, a decent rest period, so I'm not rushing it. You know, to me, if you're doing plenty of cardio, make your strength work. If you're not doing plenty of cardio, then you can blend it, you know, like a kettlebell approach. Kettlebell approach is great, I think. There's nothing wrong with kettlebells, but if you're doing plenty of cardio, I think you're better off just doing strength work rather than a blend of strength and aerobics. Okay, so can I get 5? Is it possible? Oh, definitely. I'm going to call that 5 for sure. Okay. I think that's it then. Yeah, set 5 of 5. So, all I'm going to do after this now is a brief rest and do a bit of face pulls. So I don't need to video that, nothing to see. So yeah, a decent session I thought. So getting there. I feel pretty good of myself. Sticking it out. So meshing all the elements together in a reasonable way, and everything seems to be going pretty well, pretty good. Okay, that's it. Bye.